Yo, what is up, you guys? So we're partying like every day is your birthday, because we got a banger for you today. So I hope you are ready to be amazed. We got CBR, the strongest My Hero Academia characters ranked. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that sounds like an absolutely heat video we're about to be watching, man. So I hope you guys are ready and strap in your seatbelts, because this is probably gonna be a wild one. Now, there is a lot of good students in class 1A, so I'm trying to think. I mean, I gotta give it to Deku and Todoroki, but I don't know who else would take the top 3 spot. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and let's get right to it.
The students of My Hero Academia are some of the best and brightest heroes in training the world has to offer. With
some of them kind of lame,
some
though.
Of the greatest there are. But how do these powerful young heroes stack up against each other? We've got an official ranking for you right here. So let's see who falls at the bottom and who comes out on top in our list of the strongest students of Class 1A. Starting off, we have Toru Hagakure.
Damn, they did Miss Invisible dirty.
That strong of a quirk. Well, you can't see her since she's invisible, but you get the idea. While Toru's power is useful for stealth operations, in terms of fighting, she doesn't have that much going for her. Heck, since her power requires her to strip down naked in order to be fully invisible, she is completely exposed to taking damage when attempting to sneak.
Yeah, that's a trash-ass ability, dude. You can go invisible, but you can only go invisible if you booty butt naked? And I don't know about y'all, but I wouldn't want to be invisible all the time. That's a fat-ass L of a power, dude. She deserves to be -20, you know what I'm saying? She ain't even... Damn. She lucky she get a participation trophy to be on this list.
Around. Again, Toru isn't useless, not by a long shot, but in a battle of power, she doesn't stand much of a chance. Sure, she could get the drop on an opponent, but she has no offensive ability to help her take them out. Even with her recently developed ability to refract light as a means of temporarily blinding opponents, Toru Hagakure
she a walking flashbang?
falls at the bottom of Class 1A's power ranking. As terrible as Minoru Mineta's personality is, his power is actually somewhat
Nah, bro, I forgot about that, man. I'm sorry, bro. He deserves number 20. That gotta be the lamest ability ever. Dude got sticky balls. Yeah, I'd rather be invisible all day instead of that shit right there, dude. Man looks like he's wearing a giant adult diaper. Oh, hell no, bro. I'm sorry. I take everything back I said about that chick and throw it on this man right here.
Useful. In fact, Mineta's quirk, while strange and a little gross, is rather versatile. Mineta's quirk is known as Pop-Off, and it allows him to produce and pop off orbs from his head that are incredibly sticky, adhering to any surface. Mineta himself doesn't stick to the orbs, bouncing off of them instead. Some examples of the ways in which Mineta has utilized his orbs are by using them as climbing tools, weighing down and/or incapacitating opponents, using them to bounce from place to place, setting up traps with them, and most commonly simply throwing them as projectiles. Again, not the most powerful quirk, but it has its fair share of applications and potential uses.
At that point, bro, I just want to be quirkless.
Next up, we have Ojido, whose superpower alias is Tailman, a very obvious nod to the fact that he has a big old flashy muscular tail. As gross as that might sound, Ojido's quirk, along with his skill as a martial artist, makes him pretty strong. Think about it.
Now we're getting
tail
somewhere.
Is like an extra limb, a super strong one at that. And since he's lived with it his entire life, there's no doubting he knows how to use it. Combine this with his martial arts training and you have one dangerous opponent. Shoji's quirk is somewhat similar in concept to that of Ojido, in the sense that it centers around extra limbs. However, instead of being just one tail, Shoji has 4 extra arms. You see, Shoji's extra arms are more than just, well, extra arms. At the end of each of his arms are pods that can grow anything from extra hands to extra eyes or extra ears or extra mouths. While the combat applications of Shoji's quirk, and thus the mark of just how strong we'll consider him to be, are small in number, Shoji is still a pretty unique fighter. And with the healing abilities of his limbs, he earns the number 17 spot in our ranking. Oyama is a bit of a strange character. For one thing, he made his hero name
kind of
can't
an
stop
L,
twinkling,
dude.
because he believes himself to be the most fabulous shining star, or something like that. Regardless, Aoyama's quirk is known as Naval Laser, and allows him to shoot a beam of energy from his belly button. But because of his weak constitution, he gets bad stomach aches whenever he uses the laser too much. A downside made worse without the help of his support item. Were it not for the downsides of his quirk, and for the fact that Aoyama doesn't seem to improve all that much as a fighter, this hero in training would have a higher rank.
That
But
robot
he comes
looked
in at
way
the higher
stronger,
end of the
dude.
bottom
Whoa, hold up. Wait a minute, I don't remember this robot right here. Tell me this guy don't look powerful now. That's someone deserving. Bro, he should just take his spot on the list. That's a cool-ass looking robot.
would have a higher rank, but he comes in at the higher end of the bottom 5. When your power lets you wrap someone up in souped-up tape, you don't need to be super strong or able to shoot projectiles of some kind. Which is exactly the case with Sano. Sano's quirk is simply known as tape. And
So
allows
far,
him
this
to
list
produce
is pretty
giant
damn
strips of tape
accurate.
from his elbows. Like a lot of quirks, this one gets a little gross when you think too hard about it. Sano's quirk has a lot of offensive, defensive movement.
Look
and
at his
capturing
elbows.
capabilities. With his tape quirk, Sano can easily
Look like some
capture
Hot
and
Wheels
incapacitate
tires.
opponents from a distance, swing like Spider-Man from a strip, produce double-sided tape for traps, and much, much more. Speeding into the 14th spot, we have Ida.
Whoa. 14? I don't know about this one, Chief. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about this one, Chief. 14? I feel like this dude is pretty soup. He gotta be at least top 10, dude. I'm sorry. We gotta see who goes after him, but I'm gonna have to give him a top 10 spot.
While some might argue that the beloved class dad of 1A deserves to be higher up on the list, when you lay out all the things that Ida can do with his engine quirk, it's not all that much. Engine makes Ida's legs function like actual engines, allowing him to run super fast, but like actual engines, they also require fuel, which for him is orange juice, and they can stall or experience other mechanical failure in various situations. Basically, it's super speed that has to be maintained and monitored. Because of this, and the fact that all his quirk really allows him to do is run fast and kick hard, Ida doesn't really stand up that high in the class ranking. He's incredibly smart, strategic, and
I mean,
a
I
good leader
feel
with a lot
you,
of
dog.
promise, but
I
his power
feel
level,
you.
unfortunately, doesn't give him that high of a ranking. Remember in the sports festival when Ashito fought against Yuga and easily defeated him by dissolving his support item? It's exactly this fight that makes us think that she could easily defeat Ida, since all it'd take to stall his engines would be some well-placed acid blasts. Suffice it to say, Ida has a lot of weaknesses, while Mina has a lot of abilities that result from her quirk, which is why we think she ranked higher than her class rep. Now that that's out of the way, let's take a look at all of Ashito's strengths. Her quirk, simply known as Acid, lets her dissolve anything she shoots her acid at, a power that lets her easily climb, dissolve, even
Okay,
most
I'll
of
give her
walls,
that.
skate across
It's a
surfaces,
cool little
and,
ability.
of course, burn foes with blasts of acid. Ashito might not be the strongest or smartest fighter in the series, but her quirk is incredibly versatile. Jiro's quirk is known as Earphone Jack, which also happens to be her hero name. We're not sure if she's lazy or if she just doesn't
Where the hell
care.
is Miss Froggy
Regardless,
Froggy?
Jiro's power manifests itself in the form of her extendable prehensile earlobes, which look and act like actual headphone jacks.
More like some
With
earrings.
these jacks, Jiro can hear great distances and plug them into objects to project her heartbeat sounds through the object to deal internal damage. With the use of her support items, giant speakers on her boots, Jiro can project her heartbeat even further, making for a massive sound attack that hits hard
Yeah, she
across
kinda
an incredible range.
She kinda
Suffice it to
flew,
say,
and
Jiro's quirk is
I
not
bet she
to
a
be
banger at the
overlooked,
parties.
especially with the addition of her new hand speakers that let her punch the ground with sound waves. Anyway, because of the versatility of her quirk and her usage of it, we're ranking Jiro at number 12. Jiro's incredible power versatility is cut in half by the destruction of her speaker weapons, and someone like Kaminari could do exactly that. Kaminari's quirk is known as electrification, which is a bit different from other electrical superpowers in comics and TV shows. Rather than letting him direct and shoot his electricity, Kaminari can wear electricity, meaning that he can activate an electrical aura around him. This allows him to electrocute anyone who touches him, or even discharge him
Yeah,
in
that's
all
a nice one.
directions, a dangerous
Electricity?
attack to both him and his opponents, since he can fry his own brain, turning him into, well, a drooling buffoon. Although
Okay, but he also hurts himself. Ooh. I feel like ones that do damage to you have to be lower on the list because you only can use them so much. I would rather a power that I can be a little bit more versatile with, or maybe a little less versatile with, but I can use it all times, than a super power that I'm a one and done, hit or quit type of player. I would honestly probably have to put him down maybe 1 or 2 on the list. I'd rather the sound girl, bro, over him. Because she could, you know what I'm saying, she can get her done.
Though the way Kaminari uses his power is limited, his sharpshooting support item has turned him into a dangerous opponent, one that comes in at number 11 on our list. Koda's power is known as Anivoice, and as you might imagine, it allows him to talk and command animals.
Bro,
this
walking
is powerful
Cinderella.
For 2 reasons. 1, the animal kingdom is vast and full of all kinds of useful abilities that Koda can utilize, and 2, its limitations aren't as much of a weakness as they seem. Think back to the training exam that Koda and Jiro had against Present Mike. Koda was able to use his power to communicate with bugs and deliver a sneak attack to his target, meaning that because of the range of abilities he has access to, and the amount of places he can turn to get help from animals,
hell no!
Anivoice actually makes him one of the strongest and most overlooked students in Class 1A.
I would freak out if I was dying like that.
Range increasing mask. Ochika Uraraka was a bit of a hard character to rank. On one hand, she has extensive martial arts training following her hero internship, but on the other, her quirk has limited combat applications. This isn't to say that Ochiko is weak by any means, as her determined attitude has gotten her through some tough situations and has pushed her to become a better fighter and hero. Additionally, we've seen her use her quirk in creative ways, like when she used the debris from her fight with Bakugo to form a meteor storm-like attack. But again, this is one of few attack applications that her quirk is capable of. So why'd we rank her in the top 10? Potential. Specifically, the potential
I
of
can
her
agree.
quirk once mastered at the pro hero level.
She seems
This
like she's
potential,
determined.
as well as her tenacity and strategic brilliance, make her one of the strongest heroes in the series in our ranking. While Sawto has had close to no time in the spotlight, his quirk
Who the hell is this guy?
is not to be as overlooked as his
Are those
character.
his
Known
lips?
as Sugar Rush, Sato's quirk allows him to basically Hulk out by ingesting sugar. Specifically, every 10 grams of sugar
sugar
multiplies his
guy.
strength by 5 for 3 minutes. So, the more he eats, the stronger he gets for longer. Unfortunately, the side effect of this quirk is that it lowers Sato's intelligence if too much sugar is ingested, and can also make him lethargic the longer he uses his power. Which sorta makes the character seem like a PSA for not eating too much sugar. Anyway, while the side effects and downsides of Sato's quirk are significant, there are very
Bro
few
finna
powers
swallow
in the
his
series
date
that are
when he
straight
give
up
him a
super strength. So
kiss.
because of how powerful it is in concept alone, we were inclined to include the character in the top 10. Next up, we have the lovable Ijiro Kirishima.
He
otherwise
pretty
known as
nice,
the
dude.
only
He
person
nice
who can
with it.
stand to be around Bakugo's garbage personality for longer than 5 minutes. But seriously, Kirishima's quirk, Hardening, makes him one of the most powerful students in Class 1A, especially in a combat situation. Where other students have quirks that have versatile applications, Kirishima's is pretty much limited to combat and protecting others. But that's not a bad thing.
He's like a walking
since his
tank,
power
though.
makes him both nearly invulnerable to damage and ups his strength by a significant amount. Additionally, Hardening allows Kirishima to make both blunt and pointed weapons out of his hands by shaping them before hardening his body. While Kirishima isn't the most skilled fighter, since he's mostly headstrong and just plain bad at strategizing, his quirk more than makes up for this, making him one of the strongest students in Class 1A, coming in at number 7.
Number 7.
Tsuya Asui is not only
Okay,
one of the most popular
what?
characters in this
I'm gonna need a good explanation for this one, bro, because I did not think Froggy bit is not that good. I remember her doing like a little tiny bit when they were fighting in the Dimmadome. Like I said, we gotta hear the explanation.
the series, she's also one of the strongest students in Class 1A. Tsuya's quirk is simply known as Frog, and gives her all of the attributes of a frog, but at the size of a human! The list of abilities that this grants Tsuya is rather impressive, allowing her to jump great distances, climb walls, swim at incredibly fast speeds underwater, secrete mucus from her arms and stomach that have different uses, use her extendable tongue for a number of applications, store items in her stomach to regurgitate them later, and most recently
That's
revealed in the
nasty.
manga, camouflage her body to a certain extent.
Okay,
Some of
see,
these abilities
okay,
are a
okay,
little gross, but all
okay,
of them are
she working with
impressive, and
some.
since her only weakness is cold
I'ma
temperatures,
give her a little
which
some.
makes her hibernate, we'd say she deserves the number 6 spot in our ranking. In terms of description,
Her? Ain't she just make shit?
alone, Momo's quirk is probably the most powerful, useful, and versatile quirk in the entire series, save for, All for One. Known as Creation, Momo's quirk allows her to, well, create. The only limitations being that she can only create inorganic material, and that she must know the chemical makeup of that item.
I don't know. Convenient, I would give her that. But overall soup, I don't know. Her by herself on a team is going to be getting smacked. But I feel like she is a really good support character when it comes to helping the squad. Because, you know, they're in a sticky situation. Oh, yeah, here's some headphones, dude. Oh, you need some shitty shits? Here you go. You need some da-da-da? Here you go. But her herself on a squad, I don't feel like she's going to be getting the job done. So, I'd rank her here if it was support-wise. But power alone on her, 1v1 versus someone else, I'm stressing Frog Girl and all them are gonna be putting a smack on her. You really trying to tell me you think she's finna Red Riot? You think she gonna be whooping my dog Red? I don't know about that.
The latter of which she has no trouble handling since she's got a genius level brain. A big old brain. Creation works by converting lipids in Momo's body into whatever item she wishes to create, and she's created some crazy things. Everything from cannons and catapults to swords, shields, and bow staffs, Momo is incredibly skilled with her quirk, which combined with her genius strategizing, quick thinking, and ability to stay cool under pressure makes her one of the strongest students in Class 1A. However, because her fighting skills aren't quite as sharp as her leadership and strategic skills, she's in the number 5 spot. From the very first episode of the series, it was clear that Bakugo had one hell of a quirk. It causes his palms to...
Bakugo, Tanjiro, Deku, and... my fault, I was just watching Demon Slayer. Todoroki. Who the hell else is we missing, bruh? There's one person we haven't got to. I can't think of what it is.
A nitroglycerin-like substance that he can ignite to create explosions that he's learned to utilize in a number of ways. This includes everything from straight-up firing explosions.
Don't tell me the Eagle guy is over Bakugo.
Adding force to punches or kicks by using his explosions as a propulsion method. Clearly, his quirk is very strong, but two things have held him back: his arrogance and his hit-or-miss fighting strategy. The former makes him hot-headed and often incapable of believing someone to be stronger than him, and the latter can be seen in the fact that his determination either spurns him to strategize in a fight or pushes him to go head first, with little to no in between. While he is strong, Bakugo has a long way to go, which is why he's only ranked at number 4. This ranking might confuse since Toko...
I'm sorry, this one's definitely a miss for me at least, bro. Respectfully, I just can't put someone at top 3 that can't control their own power, dude. And he can't go in the dark and not have lights on, bro. My man sleeps with a nightlight. You really finna put a dude number 3 that gotta sleep with a nightlight? Come on, dude.
Tokoyami lost to Bakugo in their sports festival fight. However, Tokoyami has a few things going for him that we think makes him more powerful.
I gotta switch him and Bakugo
is known
for sure.
as Dark Shadow, and it gives him command over a sentient shadow that lives within him. The shadow is weaker when exposed to light, and often more aggressive and hard to control in pure darkness. Tokoyami can also wrap Dark Shadow around his body to act as a suit of armor, increasing his physical capabilities and protecting him from damage. While Tokoyami lost to Bakugo, that was in broad daylight and before he developed his armor technique. If the two face each other now, or even worse when Dark Shadow has gone out of control and taken over Tokoyami's body, turning him into a demonous monster, Bakugo wouldn't stand a chance, which is why we've ranked Tokoyami at number 3. Finally, we've come to the protagonist of My Hero Academia.
Whoa! He put...
Quirkless boy.
Whoa! I'm not gonna lie. I didn't expect that. But I can agree. Until Deku gets full control of his power, I feel like we do gotta give it to Todoroki at number 1. But once he gets full control, ain't no debate. Rex in the bank, you know what I'm saying? He definitely got the top of the spot.
He was born without a quirk, but thanks to All Might, he's become the next successor for All For One, a strength-enhancing quirk that has given him the potential to be as strong or stronger than All Might. Although Deku isn't at this point yet, he's still pretty dang strong. After learning to handle his quirk a bit better, Deku became a force to be reckoned with. His great strength, speed, and most importantly, intelligence contributing to this notion. Plus, his instincts have set him on the path to be a great hero in the future. As for how good Deku is in a fight, there's no denying he's gotten very good with his quirk, and his shoot style makes him a kicking powerhouse. He still has a long way to go, but Midoriya ranks as our number 2. There's not a single student at UA Academy who has completely mastered the usage and combat application of their quirk, Shoto Todoroki included. Although he's often called a prodigy and his powerful quirk supports this claim, he
gets shit
ignored
done,
the fire
dude.
part of his quirk for almost half of his entire life due to his hatred of the father that gave him his fire abilities. That said, Todoroki is incredibly skilled with his ice powers. His ability
I said it in y'all, just the top 10 we watched. The reason this dude is so soup is because he counters his counter. He is his counter. You got someone who can take out his fire side. All right, ain't no worries. Let me just switch to my ice. And then we on even footing. Oh, you got someone that smoking my ice up? I ain't no worries. Let me just switch to the fire. He's literally he literally is his opposite, which makes for a very versatile dude. It's going to be really, you'd have to have someone that can suppress both sides at the same time, and that's not an easy thing to do.
Use them on a massive scale being evidence of this. Seriously, the guy can turn any battlefield into an icicle-covered tundra with a single wave of his cold side hand. Because of this aspect of his powers and skill alone, we've put him as number 1 in our ranking. His recent utilization of his fire powers in the manga adding to this decision. Sorry, Deku and Bakugo fans, Shoto Todoroki
I'll give it to
is, in our
Todoroki,
opinion,
man.
the strongest student in My Hero Academia.
I'll give it
Class
to him.
1A.
He been through a lot.
So, there you have it. Our ranking of the students of class.
What a list from CBR, man. Make sure you guys do go show him some love for the crazy ranking right there. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this list. Would you guys have anything to change? Yes, no, maybe. So, I don't know. And make sure you do stay tuned for the B-Day Reviews channel. We're going to be doing at least 1 video a week over there. Sometimes 2. So, stay tuned. And I'm going to go do what I do. And do it.